So, hey Lars, so tell me in the first place, why did you want to study in the States? And after 4 years, after you finished your bachelor's in the States, in your opinion, what are the top advantages of studying in the United States?
Yeah, so back in the day when I decided to get my bachelor's, it was about 2014. Actually, I decided a year before, so it was 2013. I was pretty good at tennis, but I knew I wasn't going to make it professional. So playing college was the next best option. And at the time when I was graduating high school, basically everybody that I knew was getting into a bachelor's degree. So I kind of wanted to separate myself from the pack and thought studying abroad is really going to set myself apart. It's going to look different on my resume than everybody who got their bachelor's in Germany. And after 4 years after my bachelor's degree, the biggest difference is, from what I know, just the teaching style. We have regular lectures where you have to attend a lecture. You get some homework or projects. You take smaller tests or exams, and it's not only the final exam. While in Germany, you basically don't have to show up for a lot of classes that I know from my friends, and all you have is that final exam, and either you make it or you fail it, and that's just not a system that really suits me. So what I had here is what I like significantly better, and that's why I'm staying here and getting my master's here.
Yeah, well, you're doing your master's. Why did you decide to do your master's studies in the States?
Yeah, so based on what I just said, just the teaching style is an important aspect for me because I know with the German circumstances or the system, it's just not a system that it suits me as well as the system here does. And as I said, just really sets you apart from everybody else because a lot of people say, "Oh, a bachelor's is basically like a high school degree now, so you have to go on to get your master's." And I just really enjoyed studying here. That's why I wanted to get my master's here. And I just feel like it gives you a competitive advantage in the professional world after. I know everybody I talk to in Germany, when they see that I have a bachelor's degree from the US, that's the first thing that they talk about that sets me apart from the rest in a positive way. And I thought adding on a master's can't be bad.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so tell me, how did the States and the experiences you made there over the years shape you as a person? And maybe what did you also learn for life?
So it definitely shaped me as a person in a way that I'm more open, more social than I was before. When I was in Germany, I was kind of shy, keeping to myself, not really open. And when you move a few thousand kilometers away from home and you don't know anybody, you kind of have to be open to not be alone. So it really helped me be more social, be more open. You get a whole new view being exposed to different society, different culture for that long. Really opens your eyes to things that were just normal before. Um, Really gives you a different perspective on a lot of things. You appreciate some things more that you have in Germany or other countries that you might not have here, but there's just some things here in the US that you've never seen at home and that you didn't know you need in your life. But it's a great country to be in. Definitely helped me as a person. Made a lot of contacts, a lot of friends, a lot of very social, friendly culture here.
Okay, so now after all these years, you're very experienced. Do you maybe have any tips or advices for, fellow German students who would like to come to the States and study there?
Yeah, a few for sure. So definitely do your research before you go here. It's a big commitment to move that far away from home. Do your research about the universities. There's a lot of data and knowledge for that available online that you can find. Don't only look into the universities, also look into what kind of region, city you go in, because you don't only go to school, you go to school for a few hours and then you live the rest of your life. So you should move to a region that you like. If you really like skiing, you should probably move to Colorado. If you don't like the cold, you probably shouldn't move to Chicago. So those are pretty important things that you should think about before you decide to move a few thousand kilometers away from home.
Right. Okay. And what were things, or what were important to you when you selected your university? Yeah.
For me, it was important. So I had two options. I was in between business analytics and data science. My bachelor's already in a business field, so in the end, I was leaning towards data science just because it's a more technical degree, and the U.S. and North Carolina is really strong in that field. Definitely leading in the world as far as data science goes here in the U.S. Just as far as the industry goes and the support goes, the whole STEM field, science, technology, engineering, and math. It's really a field that's really supported here by research universities, by the government, and just a support system for the whole field that you don't really find anywhere else. So that's why I decided to get my master's in the US. And then UNC Wilmington was a great program. They were very open, great contact between me and them. As far as scholarships go, they were really open, employment opportunities. So there was just a good connection and a very good degree. They're ranked very highly. So if somebody sees your resume and they see UNC Wilmington and the university is ranked, I think we're ranked 92 right now nationally. So that's just something that looks good to a recruiter right away.
Okay. And even so, you are very experienced after all these years. Why did you decide to, choose Epro? And also, what did Epro 360 help you the most with?
So I decided to use Epro just because it's such an overwhelming process to apply to universities. I was looking into universities myself, and there's just so many. I didn't even look in Germany. If I would have looked in Germany and the US, it would have been even way more. I was just looking in the US, and there's just too much to find out by yourself. And Epro just has that framework, that support system. They have the knowledge, they have the people who can get the answers. So it was really a support system and a level of knowledge that I couldn't reach by myself. And if there's somebody who can do that better than me, then I'm happy to work with them. And Epro really helped me in all aspects. I want to say when we started the process, I was kind of late to the party, but we still managed to get everything going, which was great. And then Aaron helped me to pick a few universities that were tailored towards what I wanted. And we had a personal phone call, and it went above and beyond than just talking about the universities. He had some experience. He had family from North Carolina, so he could actually tell me about the state. He actually still sent me an email just about 2 weeks ago about restaurants here. So there's the amount of knowledge in every regard as far as the professional universities go, and as far as your social life goes, that you can find out by yourself. And that's really something Epro did for me that I just couldn't do by myself.
Okay, and why would you recommend Epro in a couple of sentences? How would you, recommend it, and how would you also describe it?
Um, I definitely recommend it to everyone. I'd do it all over again. The whole process was very personal and friendly. Somebody was always available, even in the US, and I was 7 time zones behind. I always got answers. And it was very professional, and just the amount of knowledge about different universities, different degrees. When I said I wanted business analytics or data science, they offered other bachelors that kind of overlap with that. That's just something you can't find by yourself.
Mhm. Okay, thanks for the interview, Lars.
Of course.